Okay, so what kind of matrix do we have here? Well, it looks like we've got just this triangle filled in, so it's a triangular matrix. What would a unit matrix look like? What would a diagonal matrix look like? What would a symmetric matrix look like? What would a communication matrix be? So check in your notes that you also know what A, B, D, and E are. That is the strategy. Don't just go, hey, I can see it's triangular, don't worry about A, B, D, and E. Please make sure you understand what those other words mean. And if you don't, look them up and write some notes about it. All right, reasonably straightforward question to do here. We need to know what is W. So what we need to understand is that you're going to say 2 times 3 plus whatever W is got to equal 6. So whatever W is got to equal, 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus something is 6. Well, 6 plus nothing is 6. So, oh, sorry, not 6. We're going to put a 0 there. 6 plus nothing, yes? And then we're going to say 2 times 0, we're just looking at the 2 times 0, has got to equal 2. So 2 times 0 is 0. So 0 plus something equals 2. It's going to be 2. And then let's try the next one. So 2 times 4 is 8. So 8 plus something has got to equal 7. So that's going to be minus 1. So 8 minus 1 is 7. We already got the answer, I know, but I'm just going to go through this for completion. Let's do orange now. And 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. So minus 2 plus 2 equals 0. And our matrix should look like that. And we can see that that is, in fact, what have we got? B. B is our answer. Okay, interestingly in this one, they haven't done anything cute with words. They're saying you've got this password here, which is then done vertically down here. And so she uses this permutation matrix to scramble it. Now, what we've got to remember is it's just row by column. So if we take this row by this column, then if you could see that the 1 is the fourth one along. So the fourth one down is H8 $P. It's going to start with P. So P, P, P. Now, if we do the second row, and it's still by this column, right? We can see that it's the last one that sort of survives the whole process, and the last one is 2. So the next one should be a 2. That already tells us that the answer for question 3 is D. And we'll just go through it a bit more for completion. Let's just go through the whole rainbow of colors. Let's try purple. And if we do the purple, that one says the second last one survives, which is the at. That is true. If we do on orange now, we can see that it's the third one that survives, which is the $. It is the $. Now. What have we got left? Red. So we go to the second one survives. That's the second one. So that is in fact the 8. And what else have we got? We'll go dark green, and dark green says the first one survives, which is not surprised because it's all that's left. It was at the H. So just remember, they're just checking rows by columns, and it's always the one with the number 1 tells you the position down, which one survives. All right, so we've got to work out the 2-step dominance matrix. So probably want to work out the 1-step first and then square it. So let's draw our things. So A, B, C, D, and then A, B, C, D. Now we know we're going to have zeros on the diagonals because they can't play each other. And then we follow the arrows. So if you think about this, A is only beating C, so it's can't beat B, beat C, can't beat D. And then, but let's look at B. B beats A and C, but not D. C has all the arrows going in. Arrows in. So it's a loser every single time. Zeros across there. And D has arrows going out on all 3 of them. So it's got 1, 1, 1. So that's the matrix you put into your calculator. And then you do the hat 2, and you get this guy here. because that's two-step. It's not asking you to add them or anything like that. So the answer, the one that looks like that, is A. So the answer is A. All right, there's a lot of information here to try and confuse you, but basically we need to find some sort of matrix calculation that will give us the difference. Okay, so difference means subtraction, because we've got subtractions everywhere. There's what it means by find the difference. We can immediately rule out one answer for that because this one needs some brackets. So you remember BIDMAS needs to times that, and then we don't do that. No, that's no good. So all the other ones seem to have brackets or an expansion of the brackets. So all we know so far is not B. Now let's continue with some more stuff. We know that Neville was the winner of the game, so it's Neville minus Mustafa, and they all seem to be in that order of the 597 minus the 672, so that's not eliminating anything for us. But we know these matrices, these are all 1 by 3. That's their order, 1 by 3. And we know the answer needs to be a 1 by 1. Okay, so if you're going to multiply things together, if you've got a 1 by 3 and you need it to be a 1 by 1, then dot for multiplying matrices, this is going to be a 3 to be the and this is going to be a 1, so that we can say like, okay, we make our little smiley face, a pretty nose, and here's our two eyes, a big smiley face. So we know that the correct order is the Mustafa and Neville's before the scores, and the scores you can see are up here. That looks like being a 3 by 1. So the scores have to be second. So that eliminates A, and that eliminates E. So it is between C and D. And if you look at D, they're vertical, not horizontal. It's all the way wrong way around. That's actually, if you think about it, this is going to be a 3 by 1 and a 1 by 3. You can multiply them, but you'll end up with a 3 by 3. We only want a 1 by 1, so the correct answer for question number 5 is C.